Hi everyone, this is Lean and welcome back to the Crafty Meraki YouTube channel. Today I'm creating a Slimline baby card using some fabulous products. This amazing panel is the Crafty Twinkle Slimline die. Then I am also using the view from my window Slimline die, and as stamp set I have the Oh Baby. Really lovely. I'm going to make a baby card for a little girl. So I'm using some pinks and it has been a while, but today I'm using Distress Oxide inks. Um, well, why? Because it's really soft and I think for a baby card that definitely goes, although I could have easily used Distress inks or any other ink that you might have at home can work as well. Now I first thought of just using Spun sugar, but then I just thought it was a bit too dull. So going on this panel with some picked raspberry as well, just on the bottom of each of the areas where I need some color, and that will be it. So I have the view from my window Slimline die and I'm gonna leave the frame white. Now I used one of the windows because I want to stamp the sentiment on top of it, and the Crafty Twinkle Slimline die, well, with all the stars that are cut out of it, it's wonderful and perfect for this card, I think, but I just couldn't stamp a sentiment on that. So this was my solution. Now, for the coloring of the Oh Baby stamps that I'm using today, I'm using some Copic markers. This paper is perfect coloring paper from Transotype, and I'm stamping these images using Gina Designs Amalgam ink. And then it's time to color with my Copic markers. Now all over these images I'm going to use the same combinations for the details, for the hair, for the skin. So I'm going to show you once the combination and how I colored. I think this is the handiest, like it doesn't take all your time and you will see how it's done. At the same time, I also thought that this image might be the more difficult one, so therefore I used this one to show you. This is a wonderful pinkish purplish combination in my opinion. I color from darkest to lightest, as you probably already know, but if you're new, I just prefer this. There are many ways to copy color or with other alcohol markers. There are people who prefer adding first a layer of the lightest color and then start to build up. I just go from darkest to lightest immediately, and with this paper I have noticed that I prefer the end result with at least 2 layers, so I know already after one that I will be adding a second one as well. Now onto the face, some really soft color combinations. This is a light skin face, but not completely pale in my opinion, which I really like. Me personally, I'm one of those people that just cannot get any color on my skin when I'm walking in the sun. It just isn't happening, but I don't like it. I would love it if I would have just a tiny hint of brown on my skin, like this adorable baby here. So that's why I'm using this combination. I just love this. I'm jealous of this baby. But that's the personal side. Um, So I'm adding with my Copic markers some color. As you can see, I'm trying to add my shadows on the right side and just work my way lighter towards the left side. I also did that on the clothing. I just think it's handy. But if you don't mind, then you don't do it, you know? Whatever you prefer, whatever you like as end result, that's what you should go for. But that was my idea here, and that's why my shadows are all on the right. So with the hair done, the only thing left is the bear. I'm using a brown combination that I really like. I use it really often. Once you have a combination that you like, it's often like that you just grab towards it every time you think about, like dark brown in this case. I'm immediately thinking, okay. And then I'm just going in and I think, oh, I'm using the same combination again. But that's not an issue at all, I think. I think it's wonderful. And if you just change up a few markers or even just leave out the lightest or the darkest, you have a completely different combination already. So that's the beauty as well, I think, about alcohol markers. You don't need them all, but there are so many options. I don't have the matching dies of these adorable images, but you can definitely fussy cut them out like I do, but there are matching dies if you prefer to. So here I cut them out. I'm not showing you everything because I'm a really bad fussy cutter. But you know, from time to time we all need to fussy cut something. On the bows of the tiny shoes or socks, I don't really know, but it's cute. I'm just adding some, well, white jelly roll pen. I went into the bow some places and it's really hard to get it out. You have a colorless blender where you can fix things with your Copic markers, and I use it all the time, but the bows are so tiny and slim that I couldn't get into the right places with my colorless blender. Now, the adorable sentiment is stamped out the same ink as my images onto my window that I kept from the view from my window Slimline die cut. And then I can start assembling. So I'm not doing any, dimension on the background. I am going to add dimension by adding the images with some thin foam squares, but for this card I decided to just add everything flat. Concerning the background, you can always lift it up using some foam tape or anything you like, but I just decided to do it flat this time. So I'm inlaying this window really lovely, and with my card panel being white or my card base being white, all those stars will appear white from the die cut with the Crafty Twinkle Slimline die. I also kept some of the stars that were cut out with that die to add some on the second window so that it would also fit with the other stars that you could see in the other windows. I'm adding the baby and the other adorable images. And I just love thin foam squares. I think the height is perfect. You have dimension, but it's not too much. It's a really subtle dimension and I just love that. So here I'm figuring out where those stars can go. I just thought it was a lovely accent to also have something more on that second window instead of having everything on the top and the bottom. So that's why I added it. Also, if you die cut this amazing Crafty Twinkle Slimline die, don't get rid of the stars. They are perfect for shakers or just to add like I'm doing right now as sort of an embellishment. I think it's amazing. I love the size of the stars. They are perfect for many cards. I'm just using some liquid glue, getting everything in place. And then once I'm happy with that, I am going to add this panel on top of my card base, trying to avoid to add glue there where I have these stars cut out. So that's also why I assembled everything first, so I could see on the background where I could add all the glue. And then I added it. And as you can see here, the white is returning like I said previously, and I just love it. So this is my card. It's a really simple one, but I love it. I hope you do too. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can always give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. I wish you all an amazing day left, and I will be back soon. Bye!